Are you thinking about living in the Boston suburbs but want to spend around $1 million? Even $1 million is tough these days, but in Metro West, you'll find that Ashland has a lot to offer. In fact, I just recently got a house under contract that was on the market for $1.190, which we'll take a look at a little bit later. So I'm going to be sharing with you what you can get for a home up to $1 million, and just for fun, we'll look at a couple others that are under $1.2 million. I'm Jane. I'm a realtor in Wellesley, Mass. Welcome to my channel, Living in the Boston Suburbs. Each week I feature a different town or price point to help you make a more informed decision about moving to Metro West of Boston. So please subscribe. And if you're moving here to anywhere in Greater Boston, please reach out as I would love to help you. So let's start with the basics. Where is Ashland? Ashland is about midway between Boston and Worcester. It's south of the Mass Turnpike, which runs east-west right through Massachusetts, south of Route 9, which is another 4-lane highway that runs east-west across Massachusetts. So it's a town of about 18,000 people, a really small town feeling, lots of great recreation spaces. It has its own state park. It's also near the Hopkinton State Park. You might recognize the name Hopkinton from the beginning of the Boston Marathon, and that is one of the abutting towns. It's also abuts Framingham on the north and east, and Holliston on the south. It's got a really great community vibe, and one of the things that's very popular is the farmers market. That takes place every week on Saturday from 9 till 1. If you check out niche.com, you'll see that the public schools have a rating of an A, and lots of nice reviews from satisfied parents. So let's jump into the real estate. The first house we're going to look at is one that my buyers are closing on this week, 14 Fatima Drive. It came on the market for $1.190. There were 2 offers, but we ended up getting it at asking. It has almost an acre of land and 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. It was built in the 90s. And you're going to see, it's one of the great things about Ashland is you have a lot of elegant, larger, spacious homes with very gracious land. And then this has a nice welcoming porch and has this soaring 2-story foyer, lots of nice trim, and a nice big open family room. So my buyers have been looking in Natick specifically, and we actually had something under contract that there was some shenanigans on the seller's part. So the deal did not come together, and then they got fed up with Natick and they had something under contract for us around $1 million. And then they got to Ashland, and he actually grew up in Ashland, and it's amazing how much more space you get and what so much more house for the money. It is a little further from Boston, so if you're commuting either by train or by car, you're definitely going to see longer commute times. However, if you're commuting to a job on 495 or maybe towards Worcester or where the UMass Medical Center is in Shrewsbury, like all of those commutes would actually be pretty darn good. And of course, this house has plenty of space for home offices. So the kitchen is original. The owner of this house is actually a realtor, and she and her husband custom built this home for their family, and they're excited to pass it on to another family to love it like they have. A couple of bedrooms, upstairs landing. Here's a nice view down to the family room. They're using a bedroom on the 2nd floor as a gym, but they have just had their 2nd baby, so this house is just perfect. So it's a closing I'm really looking forward to because it's been a long journey getting there. Here's the primary suite. We always like an angle, and this shows that it's connected to the bathroom and has a lovely tub and a fan light on the ceiling. So there you have it. Nice double sink. Wow, this has a lot of pictures, which is great. Terrific backyard and a very large deck. So that was 14 Fatima Drive. So this one, you can see, actually did sell for under $1 million. It was on for $899.9. In just 6 days, it went under contract. I'm sure it had multiple offers as it sold for $950. 0.69 acres, so that's 30,000 square feet, built in the 90s, 4 beds, 2 full baths, and 2 halves. So let's take a peek at the pictures. So this is terrific. A lovely center entrance colonial with an attached garage, nice big foyer and 1st floor office, deck off the great room, family room, vaulted ceiling. This is painted brick. I don't know if you can see that with a nice corner fireplace, which looks like it's gas, and open to the kitchen with a great big TV. So you can see some of these homes were built in the 90s, could use some cosmetic updates. Like, it is true that wood tones are coming back, but you know, if someone threw a coat of white paint on these cabinets or a light color like light gray, I think it would be a terrific update. Maybe change the light fixtures to bring it into the 2020s. But a classic kitchen floor plan, nice stainless appliances, a nice peninsula. This is where we all live. I would say whether your house is 500,000 or 5 million, this is where you still hang out. And this house has 2 full baths and 2 half baths. And again, a little bit dated, but you could make some cosmetic updates that would really make this bathroom shine. Basement came with ping pong table. This has some really nice stonework outside. This is a nice view of the courtyard. They have a putting green. Really fun people live here. So that was 2 Taggart Court, which closed for $950 in May of 2023. And the next house we're going to look at sold at asking at $1,145. And this was actually built in 2017. So you would be hard pressed to find a home that's just 6 years old, any suburb closer to Boston, built in 2017 on almost 3/4 of an acre, colonial style. So this is an example of why people are discovering that Ashland is a great value. Nice big window. This house shows really well too, and these are nice photos. 2-story foyer. My goodness, the bathroom is huge. And a nice big walk-in closet. This is a really nice lower level. They have the vinyl plank flooring, the comfy sectional, and a big screen TV. And that was all for $1,145. The last house we're going to look at was listed for $925, sold for $980. It's also built in 2006, so we definitely are seeing some younger homes. They did have multiple offers. It did go over asking. It came on the market in November, but actually closed in late January. And it did have multiple offers. Typically, we see lower prices in the fourth quarter, but 2022 was not typical. You'll also notice that even though this was listed in December, they waited until the leaves fell. I always encourage my sellers to have me take pictures in the summer because we like to pretend it's always green and the trees are always leafy and the shrubs and such are always looking sharp. I love that this has an old style, welcoming front porch with lots of shade. This is another house with really nice detail. I really love the molding and trim around this doorway. It has a nice recessed ceiling in the dining room, and that's what we call this. Very New England to have this wainscoting around the lower half of the dining room. This kitchen's a little more updated. A coat of paint in a nice neutral gray and maybe some new hardware would bring this house into the 2020s. And a 2-story foyer, gas fireplace, really nice light. So this looks more like a picture of their orchids than anything, but everyone's a critic. I love the ceiling here in the primary bedroom. And then again, a very elegant bath. It's interesting how trends have changed. Like in the 90s, you'd see this big tubs and smaller showers, and now you see that in reverse. And now tubs are all freestanding, but everything comes in waves and returns in home decor, just like fashion and clothes. This also is a walkout lower level, so even the lower level has super light. That is really nice. Just wanted to give a final perspective of this cul-de-sac and the land that's around this house on Independence Lane. So it's really nice to be a budding town conservation land, which is such a nice quality of life. And you can see, boy, it looks like nothing but mountains and trees in the distance. But I promise you, you're just 10 minutes from the Framingham Shopping Center and the Natick Mall. So I will be in Ashland on Friday doing a walkthrough with my buyers and celebrating the purchase of that beautiful home on Fatima Drive. So if you're relocating to Greater Boston and would like to hear more about Ashland, please reach out because I'd love to hear from you. So I hope this gave you an idea of what you can get for around $1 million if you just go a little bit further west of Boston. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and thanks as always for watching.